Okay, so let's talk about the end of the world. But what if it wasn't an ending at all? What if it was really a new beginning? We're about to dive into a story that takes that exact idea and spins it into this epic journey of prophecy, destiny, and what it takes to rebuild humanity literally from the ashes. And that's the big question at the heart of the story we're exploring, the beginning. It takes all those familiar ideas about apocalypse and prophecy and just flips them on their head. It forces you to think, okay, what actually comes after the end? All right, so our story kicks off with a 15-year-old boy named John, and his, let's call it an unusual hobby, is about to collide with what's happening in the world in the most unbelievable way you can imagine. Yeah, John is, well, he's not your average teenager. While all his friends are doing normal teenage stuff, he's completely absorbed in these ancient texts. He's convinced they aren't just old stories, they're a literal roadmap to the future. And then things get really wild. His quiet academic obsession suddenly becomes this terrifying global reality. The world outside his window starts to look exactly like the prophecies he's been reading about. At first, he tries to brush it off as a coincidence, but as things escalate, the signs become absolutely impossible to ignore. So, as you can imagine, with all this chaos and panic starting to grip his town, John feels this immense weight on his shoulders. He's just a kid. He turns to his faith and just desperately prays for a sign, for any kind of guidance in all this madness. And that sign he was praying for? Oh, it arrives, but it shows up in a way that no one, and I mean least of all John, could have ever predicted. So picture this. John's walking alone in a park, feeling totally lost, and bam, he's stopped in his tracks by this blindingly brilliant light. And as he's shielding his eyes, the light kind of coalesces and transforms into this beautiful celestial being with wings as white as snow. And the angel's message is just incredible. It's one of total reassurance. John learns that this isn't the end for him, it's the start of something huge. And as he's hearing these words, this amazing sense of peace just washes over him, and all his fear just melts away. But here's the twist. This divine intervention takes a very sci-fi turn. Before he can even really process what the angel said, John feels himself being lifted into the sky, and he finds himself on board a UFO, looking around at other kids who all have the same look of total wonder and excitement on their faces. So John's journey takes him from a crumbling Earth all the way up to a celestial realm called Elysium, which is orbiting high above the planet. And it's here that his real education is about to begin. And I want you to just think about the sheer scale of this. I mean, we are not talking about a weekend seminar here. This is a 40-year period of intense, deep learning. John and the other children, they're not just taught history or science. They're taught about justice, empathy, leadership, wisdom that is way beyond normal human understanding. And throughout this time, it all becomes clear. His ultimate purpose is revealed. This entire 4-decade education has been forging him into a governor for this new world organization designed to guide humanity back from the brink when he finally returns to a transformed Earth. So after 40 years, school's out. John's education is complete and he returns to Earth. But the world he finds, it's not some unified paradise. No, it is a world defined by a very stark division. And this contrast becomes the central challenge of his new job. On one side, you have these magnificent cities of God, where people are just radiating health and life. And on the other, you have the outer darkness, a desolate place where marginalized communities have to endure these incredibly harsh conditions, just toiling away to survive. So his mission, really, is the ultimate test of that 40-year education. He's got to stand up for the people on the outside, but he has to do it while balancing compassion with justice for everyone. It's this massive task of trying to unite two totally separate worlds with one simple message: love and unity. So the big question is, how does this all play out? How does John's leadership actually shape this new world? Well, the answer doesn't unfold over a few years. It unfolds over a vast stretch of time. We fast forward a full millennium. 1,000 years of peace and prosperity have passed, and John, now this noble, highly respected leader, is reflecting on his incredible journey. He has literally watched the world transform from total chaos into an era of harmony. And at the very heart of this new world is the Great Jerusalem, a city of just breathtaking beauty and spiritual power. Walking its streets, John sees the prophecies he was so obsessed with as a boy all fully realized, and it just confirms the incredible purpose of his very, very long life. And this right here becomes the core principle, the one rule that holds this entire kingdom together. And John champions this message not just with words, but with his actions, organizing community projects and building the spirit of genuine unity. And because of these tireless efforts, that huge gap between the cities of God and the outer darkness, it finally starts to close. John's legacy is set in stone. He helped build a world reborn, a world where peace and harmony finally truly reign for everyone. So the story leaves us in this peaceful, flourishing world, but it doesn't just tie everything up with a neat bow. It leaves us with a really tough, provocative question to chew on. If creating a perfect world first requires creating a divided one, what is the true cost of paradise? Is it really paradise at all?
Don't forget to press the like button and subscribe.